I don't know about you guys, but I feel better just from having taken a couple of slow breaths there. That was fantastic. I should have started the night that way. Now, I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and I want to talk about healthcare, which is filled with providers who want to deliver quality care, they want to help patients, and they want to improve outcomes. But what most people don't realize is that that's not what they get paid to do. The scary truth is that in U.S. healthcare, the way to make money is not by keeping people healthy, it's by filling things like hospital beds, cath labs, and exam rooms. Now, the thing is that lots of people are talking about value-based and accountable care models to improve cost and quality. And despite the fact that good people see the potential value of those changes, it's still a scary move for delivery systems to make. And I'm going to share a story with you to help explain why. I want you to start by imagining that you're a healthcare delivery system, but you're dressed up in a ball gown and glass slippers. I know that's a little bit silly, but stick with me. For those of you without kids, I'm going to do a quick recap of Cinderella. She goes to the ball, but she knows that at midnight she's got to get out. And so she watches the clock, and at 11:59, she edges closer to the door. Now, everyone else is still dancing, and so the exit is pretty vacant. And when the clock finally strikes midnight, she makes a nice, clean escape and avoids turning into a pumpkin. Now, that's a slightly over-abbreviated version of the original, but it does help make an interesting point about the situation that U.S. healthcare finds itself in. But Cinderella was much better off. Now, back to being a delivery system. As you dance around, it becomes pretty clear that the fee-for-service party has to come to an end. At midnight, healthcare has to move from fee-for-service into some kind of a value-based model, or it's going to turn into a pumpkin. Now, the problem is that for healthcare, there's no clock that works on the wall, which makes planning a lot harder. How do you know when to start edging closer to the door? And to make things worse, there's a second key difference. Now, Cinderella slipped out alone, but when the midnight bells chime for healthcare, the fee-for-service ball is over for everybody. And that means that the rush for the door is going to look a lot like a fire at a heavy metal concert. There's actually a fairly high likelihood of some fatalities. Some people are predicting that as many as 30% of U.S. hospitals will end up closing by 2020. Now that sounds pretty grim, and you'd think that even if the timing wasn't totally clear, that there'd be this tremendous impetus for delivery system CEOs to start moving closer to the exit, just to ensure that they're among the survivors. So what's the delay? The final problem is that during our time in fee-for-service, these dancing healthcare systems have built a lot of hospitals that represent a tremendous capital investment and an enormous operating expense, and they are ravenous for revenues. And on top of that huge appetite, the fee-for-service cake table at this particular ball is all the way across a very large ballroom from the Affordable Care exit. Under the current fee-for-service system, it's really hard to be able to make money while keeping patients healthy. And every step towards the accountable care door is a step away from the fee-for-service cake. And the truth is, we really like eating cake. So how do we speed up the process? What we need are tools that create value in both worlds. We need tools that act as a bridge from between fee-for-service and accountable care. And an example of that is what we're doing at BrightMD. We've actually developed a very cool new software system that lets primary care providers offer patients remarkably efficient web-based care by automating the time-consuming, repetitive, algorithmic parts of the clinical workflow. Patients get care from their own doctors via their mobile device in less than 30 minutes and at less than $20 a visit. Now, for providers, that lowers costs, expands capacity by up to 30%, opens some pretty substantial new revenue opportunities, and that means that BrightMD pushes fee-for-service margins up by 5-fold, and that's at Medicare reimbursement rates. In an ACO type setting, where expanded capacity gets spent on patients who have more complex conditions and need that attention, the value is even bigger. So BrightMD shows that it's possible to build solutions that make sense in both of those worlds. Now, the good news is that there is a tremendous opportunity for disruptive innovation in healthcare. It's virtually limitless at this point. But if we don't want to end up turning into a pumpkin, we need to approach this scary change differently. It's coming whether we like it or not. Now, the question is, can we build the tools to help smooth that transition out? Now, we're wrapping up the evening now, and I have to tell you that it has been absolutely fantastic to be your MC tonight, and I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. Have you guys had a good time tonight? Yeah. Great. So, I have to tell you, I'm pretty fired up myself, and I've heard some pretty inspirational and exciting new ideas tonight. And I'd like to give a chance for you guys to give our fantastic speakers one more round of applause. They have informed and entertained you all night long, and for them, the pressure's off. That's the good news for all of you guys, is that you're done. Now, that means that it's all of your turn now. Now, Ignites are entertaining, and they are fun. You guys come on up, actually, please, all the speakers. Can you guys come up on stage? We've got some thank you gifts for the time and energy it takes. It takes a lot of time and energy to be able to put together a 5-minute talk up here, I have to tell you guys. So we are really appreciative of all the energy that everybody put into this. Now, like I said, Ignites are entertaining and fun, but they are also, just what the name implies, they're a spark. And they're intended to light a fire that helps make change. Now, the next step is to take that inspiration home and keep it as you head to work tomorrow. And remember that despite its flaws, healthcare is an amazing industry. It's one of the most rewarding places to work that I can personally think of. Now it's our job to transform it into what it can and needs to be for the future. The time is right, the need is absolutely eminent, and the opportunity is tremendous. So let's ignite some ideas and change healthcare for the better. Thank you guys so very, very much.